am thrilled to be here. Could there be more of a red, white, and blue afternoon on the July 4th weekend at this place? Maybe I should say, with a subtle reference to my much stronger record on environmental protection than George Bush, could there be more of a red, white, and blue or green afternoon here in this great state? Thank you very much. I do want to indicate that I was tireless when the day began, but we've just come from a house party hosted by Mayor Walter Horman of Rochester, who's a supporter, I'm proud to say. He gave me a gift, and when I opened it in the car over here, it turned out to be a New Hampshire tie. And you can't see it, but the old man in the mountain is right there. So I could not hesitate but to put it on. It's great to be here. I feel very much at home here. I thank Dick and Katrina. Obviously, I'm grateful for their support in this campaign. It's part of a growing group of supporters reflecting the full range of the Democratic Party, and I dare say a lot of independent, unaffiliated voters as well. There have been changes in the last 2.5 years that were unimaginable just 2.5 years ago. Terrorism, terrorist attacks on our country, wars abroad, economic recession and stagnation, the decline of some of our central institutions, public institutions, education and healthcare particularly. We've got a lot of work to do to get this country back on the right track. And to do so, I hope you agree with me, we need to elect a new president of the United States in November of '04. I offer myself to you as the candidate for president who genuinely can revive our economy, protect jobs, and create new jobs. The candidate who genuinely will make the American people more secure here at home and around the world. And as the candidate for president who genuinely can and will unite the American people again around the values that we hold in common. This contest for the Democratic nomination for president is a battle for the heart and soul of the Democratic Party. That's what these are all about. All 9 of us agree that America needs new leadership. All 9 of us agree that George Bush should not have another 4 years as our president because he has so mismanaged our economy, mismanaged our relations with the rest of the world, and divided the American people from one another because of his right-wing social agenda. But among the Democratic candidates, there are differences too. And it's important for these differences to be aired in a healthy way. Some of the Democratic candidates are opposed to all tax cuts. I'm not. I think you need tax cuts to get the economy growing again and help middle-class families meet and accept and deal with their responsibilities. Some Democratic candidates think that big government programs can solve all of our problems, big spending programs. That won't work any better than George Bush's one-note response to every problem we have, which is to cut taxes. Some Democrats don't really seem to be ready to stand strong on security in the world, not just with the use of military force, but by building our alliances again, based on our best values. It takes both to be strong. I'll give you another example of my willingness to stand up and be an independent Democrat. Last week, the Senate of the United States voted on a plan to provide prescription drugs for the elderly under Medicare. It wasn't the best program, wasn't the program I would have fought for if I were president now, but it was a real step forward. So I decided, the only one of the 9 Democratic candidates for president, maybe there's some political mileage in opposing this plan, but I decided it was a big step forward. I stood with Teddy Kennedy in favor of this plan instead of with Judd Gregg and John Sununu against this plan, because it will cover 80% of the people, the seniors on Medicare, and give them some kind of prescription drug benefit. That's what it means to be an independent Democrat. That's a difference between me and the other Democratic candidates. Now, there's good news and bad news about this prescription drug plan. The bad news is that Bush has spent so much money giving it away on his tax cut, which is unfair, hasn't worked to help our economy grow, that he couldn't afford to start it before 2006. You know, the prescription drug benefits for seniors don't start for more than 3 years from now. But you know what the good news is? In January of 2005, I'll become president. I can fix it before it's supposed to go into effect. Extend it to all seniors under Medicare, no fooling around. So there's differences. There's differences. We have the right plan for our nation's future on our side, and one by one, and that's really what's remarkable to me as I go around the country in beautiful backyards like this, and in diners in Iowa, in churches in South Carolina, in the barrios of Arizona. There are people one by one who are coming together because they know we can do better in America. And if we keep this growing, we'll win in November of '04, but what's more important, we'll make the future of this extraordinary country safer, stronger, but also more united, more decent, and more full of hope about the future than it otherwise would be. Thank you very much for coming out. We're going to see you a lot in the months ahead in New Hampshire. God bless you. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. Thank you.
After Senator Lieberman's remarks, he talked with us about his presidential campaign.
What is your sense